Invest your strength in the future that honors everything you've already survived. How does that feel? Because that's the lesson of the Capricorn Full Moon. This is Spiritual Mixtape. I'm Daisy, and this is the energy update for the 29th of June through to the 5th of July. And this one is called Lessons from the Capricorn Full Moon. Welcome in. How did that last week treat you? Are you looking forward to this week? Honestly, July packs a lot of punches, a lot of destiny codes, a lot of timeline swaps, and it's really exciting if you are ready for it. And I want to be frank, if the last 2 months have felt like chaos and completely draining, you're probably got your head in your hands like, no more, no thank you. I don't want a month that packs punches. But this episode is going to reframe some of that tension and some of that anxiety, because I just don't think you've realized how far you've come. We're going to be looking at in this episode March and April. So if you want to just pause here and have a look through your phone, look through your messages, your photos for that time, go ahead, collect your thoughts. If you're a journaler, collect your journal. We're going to do a little time traveling, and that is a theme for this week. You are going to time travel through old you to future you to present you, and you will ping pong between all three. Do you say ping pong in the States? That might be a really British phrase. Table tennis, back and forth, ping, back and forth. We'll say that. And I'm not going to edit that out. That's staying in. You are going to ping pong through all of these versions of you, but not just limited to this timeline. It's going to be across all your timelines and all of the ways in which your lifetimes have been coded for whatever the lesson is that you've embodied this year. And these are themes that I've been talking about for weeks, for months, and they are probably themes that you have been working with really for the whole of forever. And they've been at the fore since Chiron has been in Aries. There is really a pressure with all of the energy aspects, astrology, numerology this week, that has you feeling squeezed between who you were and who you're becoming. But the whole joke of the week is that you are never becoming someone, you're already them. You became them back in March. You really enjoyed aligning with them in April around that Aries stellium. I'm going to give you all these dates, don't you worry. Now, there are 3 lessons I was going to talk about, and I'm going to actually flip and reverse this. You would have heard me at the beginning say, invest your strength in the future that honors everything you already survived. That really is the main idea that I've been building this whole energy update around. It's the energy that I've built the Capricorn breathwork, full moon breathwork around as well. And if you want to try that out, it's in the free community. It's actually perfect for beginners. There's only about 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes of breathing in there and a lot of embodiment pieces. So lovely if you're not familiar with breathwork, but you're curious, or lovely if this is your first time meeting me. So that's in there. And we're going to end on that point. But I actually want to start on this. This was lesson 3, but we're going to do it now. Your destiny and your nervous system have to be on the same side. If you're not regulated to your destiny, this week will feel brutal in parts because you're living an old version of you. And this is no surprise if that's what's happening, because you're there, you're living it, you're very aware. But for whatever reason, and we've said it continuously for the last 6 weeks, what are you protecting? What part of the old you are you holding on to? And if that has resonated with you, I really urge you to read the written side of the update. The podcast is really meant to be me talking to you as if we were having a coffee together. Well, we are. I hope you're having a coffee or something delicious to drink and a snack. I love a snack. If you watch Real Housewives of Rhode Island, a cracker. I can't say it very well with that accent, but a snack. If this is resonating with you, the written update, the closer looks are very meaty this week, and they deserve some time to sit with, especially if you're interested in these dates that I'm bringing up. And I won't even get a chance to get into some of the juicy stuff of this week because there's so much of it. Like some of the aspects that are going to continue, Mercury retrograde, Jupiter into Leo, are going to be next week's podcast. Because this week we have a Capricorn full moon and we have Mars journeying with nice aspects, with trines, conjunctions, and sextiles with the outer planets. And what that means in terms of energy is a real practicality on what we are harvesting that feels like wild strawberries, that feels special, somewhat exotic, something that you only want to share with your VIPs. The Mars of it all is this part of you that has literally been on the oceans of destiny, using just the stars to navigate to your new home, new you. And the part of you that's very aware that you must start this new chapter and you haven't for whatever reason. I feel the same. Destiny is really going to run as a big theme for the whole of July and into the Lion's Gate in August, the eclipses in August. Are you really on the path you're meant to be on? It's almost frustrating because you keep saying yes and you keep trying and there's been a little bit of a failure to launch. Not your fault. Now you're going to have it and it's all going to speed up should you want it. And beautiful full moon Capricorn on Monday is a portal, but it has a few caveats. Capricorn governs the skeleton, the joints that connect the bones. It is about getting from A to B, foundation, scaffolding. The nervous system is our control center, and our destiny and our control center must be locked in together for us to get there. I did a podcast episode back in May called Dating Your Future Self. I love to manifest. I know it has a bit of a bad reputation these days, but I love to be clear on my goals and feel them close by. And on the whole, I pick goals that feel stretchy, but not unreasonable. I'm not trying to get 8 Maseratis tomorrow. No, I don't even like a Maserati, but you know what I mean. I'd need to win the lottery for that to happen. And I haven't even bought a lottery ticket. So there you go. Back in May, I did an episode about future dates. And I talked about my friend Shelley, who told me to dress as my future self. And my other friend Monique, who told me to take myself on a future date. And this all aligns with manifesting practices and the artist's way, if you've read that. It's about putting you into the energy of future you. Back in April, I bought a Aloe set. This is a sportswear brand, a yoga brand that I love. I love the brand. And I usually, if I buy it, it's more to wear out rather than to wear to work. And I bought an expensive set, did it on purpose to date my future self. And I went outside in my garden and I taught a class to nobody, to myself, as if it was the end of my retreat in Costa Rica. So the first ever retreat. And the idea was simple, to put myself into the future where the retreat has happened already. It's already on its last day. What does that feel like? Who are you on that day? What are you wearing? Who are you with? How did it go? What did you learn? What didn't go well? What could you grow from there? I took myself on this future day. And I remember thinking to myself, Oh, I don't need to buy an aloe set. I could buy the cheaper one and it would be the same thing. We have 4 rooms left. If you want to book a call with me and book one of those rooms, go for it. We're just about to open those last 4 rooms up. But I say all of this because I hadn't thought too much about where aloe fitted into my career, apart from that when I feel good about my career, I will be wearing aloe. Fast forward, and I have some really amazing news. I got confirmed for 2 dates with aloe. So in July, I'll be teaching for them on the 16th and the 26th of July with my good friends Arthur. How amazing. This global brand. I wasn't even directly manifesting it. I was just manifesting who I would be, embodying who I would be in a year's time. And as a sidebar and as a side hustle of it all, I've ended up with 2 dates. So all of this is to say that the dream and my nervous system had to be programmed and coded together for this to happen. I had to take the risk of buying the set that's expensive. And honestly, when you've got medical debt and you don't know how much you're going to earn over the next few months because you don't know how you're going to be, and actually you've already had one operation last year as well. You know, there's a lot of complications on my finances right now, and there's a lot of reasons why I should have not stayed small, but stayed conservative. And how glad am I that I didn't? How glad am I that I didn't? And I want you now to take these dates: March 13, 15, 17, 22, and anything that falls in between those or just outside of them. So March 13 to 22. And then I want you to look at April 12 to 19 and any dates that fall either side. What were you doing in these periods that are future coded? And by future coded, I mean hints at the life you're building and creating. I actually bought the set on the day that Mars conjoined Neptune, which is an energy we're going to feel at the end of this week. I taught the class to myself on the Aries stellium, which was the 17th of April. And I put out the podcast beginning of May, just before my operation. And what I have said in the update this week is that surprises are going to come in that you never could have dreamed of because you simply didn't believe in yourself that way back in March and April. But you did a small something for yourself back then that has opened a door. Now you're going to get more doors this week, and definitely the Capricorn Full Moon, which is a strawberry moon. It's called a strawberry moon because this used to be the moment, I'm sure it still is, the moment where you harvest wild strawberries. So sadly, not the color the moon takes, but the place that it takes in nature and the cycles. It's a moment to harvest a sweet wild fruit. What in your life is a sweet wild fruit? Are you the sweet wild fruit that is being harvested? What can you harvest now? But the thing about this is the window is very small. That is why I'm thinking and looking at the Capricorn moon like a small, tiny portal. And a lot of astrologers out there, and I don't consider myself an astrologer, I consider myself a breathwork teacher who happens to be intuitive and an energy reader. A lot of people out there saying that this is a forced delay, everything's going to slow down, And if you read my energy update for Wednesday, I definitely agree with that. But I don't see this Capricorn full moon as a deliberate slowdown. Capricorn, in its full moon nature, is about sitting, considering, and planning for your future. This is mentor energy. It wants to hear everything you've got to say. It's a long meeting. It's almost like a summit of you. You know what a summit is? Like a business summit. But for you, you are the main interest. It is the business of you. And of course, the business of you, that's very Capricorn too. Future coded, success coded, but grounded in reality, built on solid foundations. And the last few months have been a solid foundation, even though I'll say it again, May was a lot of chaos. June, somewhat like that too. But it was necessary. A kind of leveling moment for what began February, March, April. And now we sort of throw it up into the air and test it, pressure test it. Don't be worried about this though, because there is a lot of energy in the universe that is really on your side. Throughout the whole of this week and running par with this full moon, Mercury retrograde, and Jupiter's movement into Leo and the Jupiter-Chiron square is Mars. Mars happens to be our most active and protective and warrior side. It is a great energy to have alongside all this contradictory energy. If Mars becomes the main point that we're following, it's not that things don't get wrong, it's just we have every ability to get out of them or to make light of them or to make opportunity from them. So let's get back to these lessons. Destiny has to be on the same side as a regulated nervous system. They have to be working together. I'll always come back to breathwork and how that's regulating for me. But if you have other systems that you can use that gets you back into your body, that means that you're not freaking out as life throws you curveballs, go and do whatever that thing is. Lesson 2. Let new perspectives change your standards, not your worth. Again, this is a story, a notion, an idea, a lesson that has been repeated over and over again this year. It's not about lowering your standards. It's actually about raising them up to meet your worth. This week, Capricorn says, well, let me just shift you this way. If we looked at it from here, what would you think then? And what happens 2 days after that moon is Jupiter has a conversation with Chiron, now in different signs, doing the same thing. Hey, you know that this point of tension that we've had for a little while about worth, about your story with being chosen. What if we looked at it like this? How does that change things? And running alongside this is Mercury in retrograde going, oh, actually, now you say it like that, that makes me realize I feel totally different about this relationship, about this business proposition. And I think that I want to step away, double down. I want to see it from this way. And on top of all of that, there's also an idea that nostalgia, who you used to be, especially around family figures, around the mother, around the body, come back in. And if that is true for you, I really am sending you so much love and support that you come to a place of really loving, appreciating, and going back to that word and phrase that we've had before. How is love finding you? Let love find you if you are in a moment of feeling quite tender around what you're being shown from the past. Now, the third lesson that I love about this Capricorn full moon, and I want to thank Capricorn full moon for bringing it in, is invest your strength in the future that honors everything you've survived. There's no need to hide what you feel you have had to struggle through, because I think it's so important that you know you weren't struggling. No one apart from you actually thinks that you struggled. There are so many people that, if they're really being honest, would say, I think what you did was really brave. And I'm kind of jealous because I could never do that myself. I don't feel I could do it myself. And if people aren't saying that to you, it's because they are busily protecting that old identity that they're still living in. You have come really, really, really far. And it's time to honor that. Literally put it on the big board and be proud of what you survived, and then make choices based upon that and use your strength to carry that version of you into the future. Don't use your strength to hide what you survive. Feel that quite pinging in me of like, oh God, Daisy, you're saying all of this to people and you're not quite living it yourself. It isn't an easy thing. Don't expect anyone to jump through the portal and have it all figured out. That's such an important part, again, of these running themes since March and April, really the whole of this 1 year, this firehorse year. Surrender, trust, and living in the imperfect. Choosing imperfect over the spotless, the pristine. Because that is what's real. Spotless and pristine doesn't really exist. Not for very long, anyway. It's a fleeting moment. Imperfect is the place that holds magic, that holds synchronicity and joy. How much joy is there in the spotless? The spotless says control. It says that anything that isn't on that tiny spectrum is wrong. This is a week to finally change your karma bank, to realize that you're no longer in the negative and that the karma you're creating is all positive. Like my aloe date with myself, that I had no idea that making that podcast, bigging up my friends who encouraged me in ways they didn't even realize, investing in myself, I had no idea that bringing my nervous system into that was actually taking me to a destiny I couldn't have imagined. I had no idea that taking that bet, choosing myself, was creating a good enough karma that somebody else went out and booked me for aloe. It wasn't even a thing that I thought could happen. That makes me feel quite emotional and sad that I didn't believe in myself in that way. But we have to take the steps, right? Oh gosh, we have to take the steps. Because I couldn't have believed in myself in that way in May. Life was very chaotic. I had the operation coming up. I was so exhausted from 6 months of, slogging it from the operation before. And I didn't believe that could happen. I thought that I was maybe worth it, which is why it's probably come in. But I perhaps didn't believe in myself in that way. But I guess what I was doing, even though I hadn't understood it, is that a future date like that is investing your strength in a future that honors everything you've survived. I wasn't putting a ceiling on myself, well, you can't buy the set that you really want, you should buy the cheaper one. I was just like, yeah, I'll buy a more expensive one. That honors what I've survived. I'm having a lot of deep realizations. I'm actually going to wrap the pod here. I really do urge you to go and read the energy update, and I will drop it earlier so that I can put the link straight into the show notes. If you want that drop straight into your inbox every Sunday, you just need to make an account, a free account at my community, and that will also give you access to all the energy breathworks, Capricorn Full Moon, Sagittarius Full Moon, all the new moons. I'm building them as we go through the year. And next week I will spend more time on that Mercury retrograde in Cancer, what it means, what you might be feeling, and some time on Jupiter in Leo. But for now, I'm going to say drop your comments in. I love hearing from you. Have you been future dating yourself? Are you taking any of these lessons in? Are they resonating with you? Which of the ones is like ping, 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 ping? Oh my God, I feel that deeply. Tell me in the comments. I want to comment back. I love to hear from you. And it's been so nice hanging out with you this afternoon. It's afternoon for me. It's been so nice hanging out with you today. This is the beginning of the rest of your life. The whole of 2026 has had that kind of energy, that ping pong between past you, future you, present you. And now you really get to choose to be at the beginning of the rest of everything. You deserve whatever your aloe is. You deserve happiness, love, fortune, success, comfort, contentment. I know this, and I want you to have everything. Until next week, see you then.